Hi everyone, Paula from Rooted Vines Yoga. In this video today, we're going to do a wake up morning flow. So something to get you moving in the morning. We're going to start out today in child's pose. Come onto your mat. Bring your knees mat width distance apart and then let your big toes touch behind you. Sit your hips back into your heels and then stretch your arms nice and long in front of you. Have your fingers nice and wide on the mat and then just melt your heart down to the mat. Maybe tuck your chin and let it fall to the mat. If you have blocks and you want to rest your forehead on a block, you can do that as well. As you're here in child's pose, start to lengthen out your breath. Taking a full inhale and filling up all the way from your belly through your chest. And then a long exhale, letting it all go, feeling it leave the body all the way down through the belly. We'll take just a couple more rounds of that big deep breath. Come up slightly onto your hands and walk your hands all the way to the right of your mat and let your left hand come onto your right hand. And then again, melt your chest down towards the mat and let your head come down. Getting a nice stretch through the left side of the body. Then come back up and we'll walk all the way to the left, bringing the left hand outside of your mat, right hand over your left hand, and then melt down onto the mat. Continuing to pull the hips back towards the heels. Then coming back to the center of the mat, we're going to come up onto all fours in a tabletop position, stacking your shoulders over your wrist, your hips over your knees, and again, having your fingers nice and wide on the mat. We'll take some cat and cows. So look up at the ceiling, drop your belly down towards the mat, and pull your heart forward. And then on your exhale, round your belly, pull your belly into your spine, let your chin come to your chest, and then push the floor away. Then inhale, drop your belly, lift your tailbone, lift your chest. And then exhale, round through your spine, pull your belly in, drop your chin. Nice, let's do one more of those. Drop your belly, tailbone lifts, chest lifts. Round your back, belly pulls in, push the floor away and broaden through your shoulders. Good, come all the way back to a neutral spine. Extend your right leg out long behind you. Pull your heel towards the back of your mat and then extend your left arm towards the front of your mat and reach through your fingertips as you reach through your heel. Breathing, still pushing the floor away with that right hand. Nice, then bring that left hand down onto the mat and let's turn our right toes to the right and sweep your right leg all the way over and then let that foot come down onto the mat. So you'll place that right foot flat on the mat and then reach that right arm up into the air. Stretch through your fingertips and spin your chest up to the ceiling and start to just lay back into the pose. Nice, then let's bring that hand down onto the mat. We'll bring that right knee back to meet the left knee. And then extend your left leg long behind you, pull through your left heel, and then reach that right arm towards the front of the mat. So really stretch through your fingertips, stretch through your left heel. Breathe, keep the breath flowing. And then just bring that right hand down onto the mat, and we'll turn the left toes to the left. Sweep that left leg all the way to the left. Let your foot come down onto the mat. Plant that left foot flat on the mat. And then let's sweep that left arm up to the ceiling, laying back a little bit. And just reaching through your fingertips. Slowly bring that left hand down onto the mat. Bring your left knee back onto the mat. And we're going to walk our hands just a few inches in front of our shoulders, spreading your fingers nice and wide. Curl your toes under and lift your hips to a downward facing dog. So pull your hips up and pull your thigh bones back and let your chest drop towards your thighs. And then really push the floor away with your fingers and let your heels melt down towards the mat. And nice big breath here. And then breathe it all out. Staying here, let's bend the left knee straight and keeping the right leg nice and straight. Letting the right heel pull towards the mat and still lifting that hip bone up nice and tall to the ceiling. Good, then straighten through that left leg, bend through the right leg. And again, let the left heel pull down towards the mat and just lengthen through that left leg, tailbone pulling high. Good, come back to center and we're going to lift up on our toes. So lift your heels nice and high to the ceiling. Pull your hips up, really lengthen through your legs. And then slowly drop those heels down towards the mat. They don't need to be on the mat, just the action of dropping them towards the mat. Beautiful. Let's pull forward to a high plank. Drop onto your knees and then bend your elbows and come all the way down onto the mat. Uncurl your toes and keep your hands by your chest and your elbows in nice and tight. On an inhale, push the mat away, look forward and come into cobra. So pull your shoulder blades back, lift through your heart. Good, come all the way back down. And then do that again, push the floor away. Pull your shoulder blades back, elbows nice and tight to your body. Good, all the way back down. And one more time, lift up. Lengthen your legs behind you. Come all the way back down. Come back onto your hands and knees. Let's curl our toes under and come back to downward facing dog. Good, slowly walk your feet to meet your hands at the top of the mat. And let's spread our feet hip width distance apart. Bend your knees a lot and fold over your legs. So let your belly rest on your thighs. And let your head be heavy and hang down towards the mat. You can even sway a little back and forth if that feels good this morning. Slowly, let's start to straighten into our legs. So you might not straighten your legs all the way, and that's okay. Go to where it feels good to you and it doesn't hurt or strain or it's too uncomfortable. Let's bring our palms to our shins. Pull our heart forward, lengthen through the crown of your head and pull your thighs back, taking a halfway lift. And then let's just fold over those legs again. Do that one more time. Palms to shins. Let's pull the heart forward, crown of the head pulls forward, thighs pull back. And then just fold over. Nice. Bend your knees a lot and let's slowly roll up. One vertebrae at a time. Let your head be the last thing that comes up and then roll your shoulders up and back. Beautiful, everyone. Inhale, reach your arms up nice and high. Exhale, let's fold forward, lead with your chest, and then drop your head down. Come up to a halfway lift. Palms come to shins, heart shoots forward. Fold on over. And then bend your knees and push the floor away and stand up nice and tall. Reach up high. Bring your palms to touch if you can. And then hands come to heart center. halfway lift, pull up. Fold back in, and with our left foot, we're going to plant it to the back of the mat and come into a low runner's lunge. So look forward, lengthen through your heel, and then drop that left knee down onto the mat. And make sure you're more on the upper part of your knee and the more fleshy part of your knee, not right in the center of your knee. So if you need to, you can push your knee back a little more or bring that right foot up a little more in front of you. And then check that your knee is not over your toes. Uncurl your left toes. And walk that right foot just a few inches to the right. So you can bring both hands to the inside of your right foot. And then pull your chest forward, lift your heart. And you can use a block here if your block's accessible. And this is a little more challenging for you to do. Depending on your flexibility will depend on whether you want to block or not. And it's okay, blocks are good to use throughout your practice, especially in the morning when you might be a little more tight than you are after you start to loosen up and move around. Good, we're going to keep our left hand on the mat next to our right foot, and we're going to reach our right arm towards our left toes. And just spin your chest to the right, looking back at your right hand, breathing. Nice, slowly bring that right hand back. Bring both hands down onto the mat. And we're going to step back with our right knee to meet our left knee. Curl your toes under and come back to downward facing dog. Beautiful. Lift that right leg high in the air. Stretch through your right toes. And then pull that right knee into your chest nice and tight. Lift up, round through your back, and then place that right foot in between your hands at the top of the mat. So if you need to help your foot get there, go ahead and do so. And then push that right foot into the mat and inhale, lift up for a crescent lunge. Pull your lower belly in, lift through your chest and through your fingertips. Bring your hands behind your back, interlace your fingers and lift your chest. Pull those knuckles down towards the mat. Maybe even separate your hands from your lower back by pulling your hands back, getting a little more stretch through your chest. And then if you want to, you can start to look up at the ceiling and even open your chest up towards the ceiling, creating a nice back bend here. Breathing. Good. Slowly come to center. Inhale your arms nice and high. And then let's plant those hands down onto the mat and push off your left foot and bring it to meet your right foot at the top of the mat and just fold over your legs. Palms come to shins, halfway lift, pull your chest forward. Fold in. And then push the floor away. Let's stand up nice and tall. Reach up high. And then bring your hands to heart center. Nice, everyone. Inhale, reach up high. Exhale, let's fold over, let your head hang. Palms to shins, halfway lift. Plant your hands on the mat. Let's step back with our right foot this time. Come into that low lunge and settle in first. And then drop that right knee down onto the mat. Again, adjust your stance as you need to and uncurl those right toes. We're just going to drop into the right hip now. Bring that left foot just a few inches to the left. Just heel toe it over a little bit so you can bring both hands to the inside of your left foot. And again, a block is always nice here as well if you want to use it. Pull your chest forward and lengthen through that right leg. Take some nice deep breaths into the right hip. You may even feel it in the left hamstring. And then either staying with a block, keep that right hand on the block or right hand onto the mat next to your left foot and reach that left arm back behind you towards your right toes. to your hip opener. Good, then bring that left hand back onto the mat. Bring your left knee back to meet your right knee. Curl your toes under, fingertips nice and wide. Let's come back to that downward facing dog. Pull your hips up, your thighs pull back, lengthen from your arms all the way to your hips, and drop your head. Drop your shoulders, pull your chest towards your thighs. If you need to bend your knees, go ahead and do so. Sometimes that helps you get your length in downward dog. Nice. From here, let's reach that left leg long up behind you. Stretch through your toes. And then bring that left knee in nice and tight to your belly. Round through your back and then step that left foot in between your hands at the top of the mat. Good. Push into that left foot. Bring your arms all the way up for a high crescent lunge. Good. Push through that right heel. Lift through your right knee. And then interlace your hands behind your back. Lift your chest. Pull your knuckles towards the mat. Good. And even bring your hands away from your lower back if you can. Get a little bit more of a stretch through the front of your chest. And then another option is to look up at the ceiling. Create a back bend in your crescent lunge. Nice long breath in, long breath out. Beautiful, everyone. Come back through center. Inhale your arms up nice and high. Good. Bring those hands down onto the mat. We're going to keep that right foot curled under and lift your right foot up to meet the left foot at the top of the mat and fold over your legs. Take a halfway lift. Chest pulls forward. Fold back in. Push the floor away. Inhale. Stand up nice and high. Reach up nice and tall. And then let's bring our hands to heart center. Good. Inhale. Reach up high. Keep your arms up nice and high. And grab your left wrist with your right hand. Stretch up nice and long through your left fingertips. And then let's lean to the right and get a nice stretch through the left side body. Good. Come all the way back through center. Reach your right arm up to the ceiling. Left hand will grab the right wrist. Stretch long through your right fingertips. And then lean to the left. Beautiful. Inhale back through center. Bring both fingertips up to the ceiling. And then let's bring our hands to heart center. Good. At the top of your mat, inhale. Reach up high. Exhale, let's fold over our legs. Come to a halfway lift, palms come to the shins. Plant your hands, let's step back to that downward facing dog for a moment. Taking a nice deep breath in and a long exhale out. Nice, bring your knees down onto the mat. We're going to come into a seated position. We're going to bring our left foot towards our groin and our right leg out long and sit up nice and tall. Good. Bring your right hand down your right leg. Lift your left arm over your left ear. Pulling that left shoulder back as you reach for your right toes. And then use that left hand to bring you all the way back to center. Bring that left hand behind your left hip and your right arm either comes in front of your shin. You're going to spin your chest to the left. Or bring that right hand over your left thigh and spin your chest to the left. Staying sitting up nice and tall through the crown of your head. Lift up through your lower back. And slowly come back to center. Let's switch sides. So our right foot's going to come in, our left leg's going to come up nice and long, and then sit up nice and tall. Left hand down your left leg, right arm over your right ear. Pull that right shoulder back, lengthen through your right fingertips. Bring the right hand behind your right hip. Your left hand's going to either come in front of your shin to spin your chest to the right, or your left hand over your right thigh to spin your chest to the right. Sitting up nice and tall, pulling up through your lower back. Nice, then let's spin back to the center. We're going to stretch the right leg out long with the left. And you might want to block if you have that handy for you. If not, you don't need it. We're going to sit up nice and tall and then start to walk our hands forward, pulling your chest with you as you go. And just stopping where it feels comfortable for you. Feeling a nice little stretch in your inner thighs. Rooting your thighs down to the mat, pulling your toes up to the ceiling. If you have a block, you can rest your forearms on the block, or maybe you have your hands on the block. Lots of different ways to use the block here. And then breathe nice and deep, nice and long, and just let the stretch happen. We never want to force the stretch to happen. Just let your body relax into it and let it be natural. And always, always keep breathing. Good, we'll take one more deep breath in. Long exhale out. Good, walking your hands back in. We're going to bring both feet in so the soles of your feet come together. And you can have your feet as far in or out as you want to in this stretch. Sit up nice and tall. Either hold on to your ankles or maybe bring your hands around your toes, or you can even use your first two fingers to wrap around your big toes. And then you're going to just bring your elbows out nice and wide and pull your chest forward towards your feet. Trying to keep your spine nice and long as you root your sit bones into the mat. And just fold and breathe. Nice and slowly, let's come all the way back up. We're going to just cross our legs one in front of the other. Sit up nice and tall in a comfortable seat. Inhale, reach up nice and high. Exhale, bring your hands to heart center. Do that one more time. Inhale, reach up high. Exhale, hands to heart center. Beautiful. Thank you for joining me this morning. I